Welcome to the mental meanderings of an aging Christian. This project began as a retirement idea that I had more than 20 years ago to put together perhaps a piece of writing addressing the questions of who are we, where do we come from, and where are we going. After many attempts, I ended up with the development of this set of slides as a kind of a beginning effort. And so I will proceed from there. This simply is an introductory page, and it is done basically to share my thoughts and to stimulate your thinking on the themes of who are we as humans, what are our origins, where do we come from, and what does the future hold for us? Where can we possibly be going? Enjoy. This slide and the slides that follow provide a brief sketch of my background and my career as a priest, social work professor, and retired international development consultant and volunteer. The slides are presented simply to allow some familiarity with the background of the person creating and presenting the information that follows in this series of mental meanderings. This slide gives a very brief summary of my employment history from my days as a high school student through summer employment, my life as a clergyman, and on to that of professional social worker, an academic, and finally engaged in what I have called second half enterprises, the activities of the second half of my life that basically comprise my retirement and forward from 1997 to the present time. This slide provides a summary of the community service activities, awards, and recognitions that have taken place through the nearly 80 years of life, and particularly the 60 years that have occupied my professional and retirement activities. This is a summary of papers presented, conferences, public lectures, workshops, etc. that have taken place through my professional and volunteer career. In addition, there's a statement, summary of the publications I have authored independently or jointly with others through those years. Finally, a brief statement of the total grants received from 1972 to the present. Finally, as a concluding personal introduction, I present some basic family facts. I am married to Claire, and we are fast approaching 50 years of married life, and we have lived in Calgary, Alberta, Canada since 1973. We have 6 children, all of whom reside with their families in the Calgary area. Currently, we have 16 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. Perhaps the best phrase to describe family life from my perspective is a phrase used by my mother, my 101-year-old mother. Nothing is more important than family. She is a woman of deep faith, but her conviction around this first principle I fully agree with. Several motivations underlie this creation of this project, the Who Are We, Where Do We Come From, and Where Are We Going project. These include convictions about our most precious gifts from creation processes: life, consciousness, intellect, will, and above all, the capacity to love. A life of study, reflection, meditation, and prayer concerning these fundamental questions. A sense of responsibility to be a participant in the unfolding of this amazing universe. What I would call a DNA-based faith in the ever-unfolding new heaven and new earth as expressed in our universe and our place in it. And an abiding interest in knowledge development via theology, philosophy, history, physics, biology, chemistry, and these all roll together into the questions that pertain to current and future trends for humanity and our planet. Since these mental meanderings may at times seem to deviate and wander off into the far reaches of speculation, it seems important to me to state as simply as possible the answers to the three questions as they have evolved in my life through my work and my experiences. The answer to the question, who are we? We are human persons whose fundamental raison d'etre is to love and to be loved. Where do we come from? We come from the evolutionary processes of a divine outpouring of love that we call the creation universe. Where are we going? We are going deeper and deeper as strangely mysterious participants into the continuous unfolding of this universe and its divinely sourced love energy that burst forth in the beginning. As a transition to mental meandering part 1, it is 14 billion years since the beginning of the universe. Humans evolved in the last several million years. Current civilizations occupy the last 10,000 years, and in the last 300 to 500 years, particularly the last 100, unbelievable exponential growth has occurred. The words of Christopher Fry in his writings from Asleep of Prisoners seems appropriate. The human heart can go the depths of God. Dark and cold we may be, but this is no winter now. The frozen misery of centuries breaks, cracks, begins to move. The thunder is the thunder of the flows, the thaw, the flood, the upstart spring. Thank God our time is now, when wrong comes up to face us everywhere, never to leave us, until we take the longest stride of soul man ever took. Affairs are now soul's eyes. The enterprise is exploration into God. Where are you making for? It takes so many thousand years to wake. But will you wake? For pity's sake.